Oh, Dang Run, Trigger Happy Havoc. Really good. Look up Run Human. I'm sorry.
How do you spell that?
DANGANRONP. It is really, really good. Trust me.
Yeah, there's a really fun game called Skullville. It's basically a game. It's a lot of competition, but it's not direct competition. You can't really. The screw you factor is really kind of missing from this game, which is kind of nice to see actually, because there's a lot of very competitive games which cut off your opponents. It's really tough to do it in this game though. It's really more a question of just taking certain options before other people do. And I can just give you like a quick view of what the game looks like. Basically, you've got this board here where you're going. I know it's really small, and I apologize for that. But you're basically, you're in a city called Skullville. You're farmers. You are trying to create hot peppers, and you try to crossbreed them and create the hottest pepper in existence, which is the invisible pepper. And it's a very interesting turn-based game. There's certain elements of it that are similar to, say, Power Grid. Because you have a bidding phase, and then you have a placement phase where you get to place a pepper to kind of crossbreed with other peppers and stuff. And you try to get hotter and hotter peppers in order to be able to satisfy the Scoville people's burning desire, no pun intended, for hotter and hotter peppers in their chilies. And they love chili, apparently. I don't know why, but they do, and that's what the creator tells us. And basically, it's really kind of interesting. It's very strategic, and it's a lot of fun. I think it's 4.
It's 2 to 6.
I'll unplug it. Oh, wait. What the hell? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
There's a reason I brought him up here.
2 to 6. There you go. Yes. Apparently, I've gone blind. So, no, but it's 2 to 6. It's a lot of fun. And as you can see, it comes with its own rubber band. It's very attractive. But, no, it's, Ed Marriott created it. They say 60 to 90 minutes. It's actually a little longer than that if you never played the game. It took us at least 2 hours the first time through. But I can see where if everybody has played like 2 or 3 times, you can bang this out in 90 minutes. If you've got 6 people and everybody knows what they're doing, if you've only got 4 people, you can probably bang this out in 60 minutes for sure. So it's a lot of fun, and I definitely highly recommend it. One of my favorite games from 2014.
It's hard to imagine spending 2 hours trying to build up like hotter and hotter pepper. It's like
it's so compelling, and it's such a different game. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it on the market that I've seen. I really can't think of another game that says, "Oh yeah, we're just like this one." And it's really different.
I feel like the hot pepper growing simulator market that needs.
It's so unique. I've never seen anything quite like it. Not even Caverna or what's the other one that's based on Agricola. Not even those games compared to it, really. It's much more straightforward, I think.
Different kinds of beans.
But you will spend like half the game like obsessively looking at the crossbreed, trying to, okay, if I do this red one with this blue one, what do I get? Is it yellow? Is it an orange? Is that going to be enough to get me, this chili recipe? Am I going to be able to finish that in time before this other guy comes in?
So
It's a lot of fun.
Have you ever wanted to trash the whole table? Like you don't get it. Is it that kind of game?
No.
I'm feeling like it's for those people like me who obsessively break their chili clothes and
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go with that. I know not of what this. Chocobo.
You don't know it.
Gesundheit.
It's like a chicken on He has a wonderful journey ahead.
I'll take your word for it.
Also, you don't have our security.
Well, one game, and this is actually based on those old video games from Nintendo, as you can see by the box. This was the #1 game in Orisha. Checked out. Unlike the old Nintendo games, though, in this one, you're the monster. You're the boss. Your job is to kill the hero as he runs through your dungeon. But a whole 4 players. Take about hour and a half if you're not sure what you're doing. And it's actually a lot more difficult than it sounds. Yeah, making sure he dies in the right room.
And also with, well, I mean the timing of the spells in the solution, because I host a game night every week, and that game is giving me the most trouble because of the timing of the spells. It's a phenomenal game.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. That's the one thing that's really...
Do you get to pick which monster you are? Because I want to be Mother Brain or something.
There is
Well,
Mother Brain.
There is Cerebrus in here, yes.
Okay, good.
Am
Am I in a jar?
Huh?
Are you in a jar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's a very, the art and the
Do you have the expansion for that as well, or?
Yes, the Epic Hero one, yeah.
The expansion for that comes in a little Game Boy package, and when you open it up on the inside, the little inside cutout where the games used to go is where the cards are. Very cute packaging. It adds the item deck. It is all the characters that are in there are based on various video games.
Yeah, they fight off of everyone's art, so you'll recognize all your favorite games from the night.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, there is one called Cerebellus,
Yeah.
which is just like a giant
Pass it
brain.
down here?
Yeah, sure. And then there's Gorgona, which is pretty
Okay,
cool.
yeah,
It's
this
like a
is,
giant
it
slugger.
kind of looks more like a troglodyte in a jar, but that's not going to infringe. So.
And then there's my favorite Seducia, but maybe I'm prejudiced.
So another one for this is based on video games. A very popular game. I think it came out before. It came out in 2012, but I really didn't see it until last year. This turned out to be a very big hit. Very deceptive game. If you've played Apples to Apples, you already know pretty much how to play. There's a twist to this one, though. It's all characters, fictional and real. In this one, if you really want to play, the controller says, this character wants whatever. It is your job to put down a character, and you have about 45 seconds to convince them to pick your character. So, unlike Apples to Apples, where the controller decides everything, in this time the players have a chance, and they make some hilarious pitches.
Can you say the name of that game?
Slash.
It's just
Thank you.
Slash.
After playing that game, it's like I have some friends I can't make eye contact with anymore. Oh, this has really gotten on.
It can be as PG or as Cards Against Humanity as you want it to be.
I feel like it could inspire some really fun fanfic crossover.
Yeah, come on. I've been wearing my Kirk, like Spock fanfic forever, and now it's in a game.
Justified.
I haven't heard some people just randomly draw in the word catfish.
Yep. Game hacks.
No judgment.
No judgment. I'm just going by the stuff we have now. This didn't come out recently. This was a nice one. Went on Kickstarter. If you played Dominion and Ascension, this is a combination of the two. It's a deck builder. Offers a very unique
What is that one
combat
called?
system. It's called Warring Kingdom. And the guy who designed it's local.
Local here.
Yep.
Is it purchasable here?
No, not here. What's his, how does he say his last name?
The designer's name is Harry Gao, and I know him. I've seen him on the street. Or, no, actually,
That
he's
sounded
really
creepy.
I'm sorry. It sounded better in my head than
See
it.
if there's lines?
No. Harry and I. Harry's actually a very funny guy, much funnier than I am, and he would be ecstatic that I was making fun of him right now. But no, he's a good guy, very bright guy, and put together a really interesting game. I've had a chance to demo it actually. He was over at Pandemonium Books, running this game a few times. What was it? Yeah. He was also demoing it at Aresia as well. He came to the Nestle Clubhouse and demoed it for us at one point. It's a terrific game, and I can definitely recommend it. It's a lot of fun.
The combat system is what makes it really unique. In this one, you literally have to build defenses around your base.
That's cool.
And you don't know what your dice are going to do. It's dice involved. You roll 5 dice, depending on how your forces are laid out. There's 5 theoretical piles. You might only have 1. If the number comes out, that unit goes off. And you never know which ones are going to come out. Some, if you roll doubles, that unit hits twice. It makes combat very interesting, and sometimes the weirdest things can happen.
Can you be a brain in a jar?
There is no brain in a jar in this one, I'm sorry.
Everybody's a castle.
What? Pepper simulators and brains in a jar.
So basically you want a pepper simulated brain in a jar.
I'm telling you, I have beans.
So now you said it's not locally purchasable. Is it purchasable online? Done and everything, or?
Yeah.
I believe he kickstarted this.
He did. He
And
kickstarted
I
it.
think the Kickstarter's over, and I think he's sold out. I remember.
Tell us about a game we can't buy.
Well, no, the thing is that Harry, I believe, was going to go either to another edition at some point, or he was looking at selling it, because I know he owed money to people. So he was looking to basically break even, and I believe that he would be, and that he's still looking for a company to produce it for us.
Next time you see him on the street, just tell him some people looking for his game.
I do know he's got
Yeah.
an expansion for this.
Okay.
And it actually changes the dynamics. It adds another way to win.
He might have some copies in his basement. I can call him up.
I'll be here for the weekend, so I wouldn't mind picking it up.
I'll see what I can do.
What else you got?
And this one here, this one we just got, it's called Among the Stars. How many of you played Seven Wonders? How many of you played Suburbia? 90% Seven Wonders, 10% Suburbia. In this case, you're building a space station. And the goals are just like they are in Suburbia. They're all communal, whoever gets it, gets it. You pass the cards around. Draft one, pick one card, put it down. You have to pay for the cards. In some cases, there are energy costs for the cards. And it's all about designing a space station. At the end of the game, it's whoever's got the most victory points. It's a very simple game, and it'll drive you insane. Because if you know the other guy doesn't have enough power, or he's looking for this color, or this particular piece of equipment, you know what not to give them. Or, especially if he's out of power, what to give them that he can't use.
I'm never playing this game in my
Eight
house.
trap?
Hate drafting. If you have another game like Magic the Gathering, where
Right.
you draft, if
Yeah.
you know what the person next to you is building in their deck, you hate drafting. People really get cards for their colors when you don't need another card in the pack. So
That's good. I have a fun time when I can make my friends angry.
agree things.
Yeah.
You play a lot of Munchkin? Do you think?
Oh, I'm the second most feared Munchkin player in the state, so. But all these are down. All these and a lot more are downstairs.
So is it like a game room set where you just go down and play?
Yep.
Awesome.
We're down in Marina 1.
Okay. Oh, Warren Kingdom down there?
Yep.
All those will be down there?
Yep. Just come in and play. As a matter of fact, after this panel, we're going to be starting in Puerto Rico.
I'll be going to the opening artists.
So what systems do people here have? I'm trying to, like, obviously Vita isn't going to be a big hit. How many people have a PS3, PS4, PS4? PS3?
2 and 3.
Okay, Xbox One. Anybody have an Xbox One? So we can't talk video games at all today. What? PC? Oh,
Can I say I was sad to find out that No Man's Sky is going to start out for the PS4, so we might have to buy one. That's not a lot of people.
I'm very suspicious about that game because as someone that does 3D stuff for a living, procedurally generated art can be cool, right? And the stuff I've seen is really awesome there, and I love the Heinlein influences. But procedurally generated stuff gets boring really fast. We don't know anything about the mechanics behind it. Right? If you look at the team it requires to make a really top-notch MMO, like that is 1,000 times bigger than this tiny team. And like, don't get me wrong, I really, like, those of you who don't know No Man's Sky, it's like Robert Heinlein just exploded in your PS4. And it's like this libertarian fantasy of like ships everywhere, and you can like go everywhere and just go find your own planet, and the monsters are randomly generated. It's beautiful. But we don't know enough about the mechanics.
It's right now, it's just a trailer, right? Like,
yeah, it's basically a trailer.
That's
that
why
usually works out well.
I want it to be awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, come on. When have we ever been burned by a video game?
I can dream.
Yeah, that's going to be, I don't know. I think that's interesting. Nobody here is really jumping on the next gen yet. So what's holding you back from it? You. I'll give it to you.
What about the draw to mobile, though?
Yeah.
That kind of like everyone has a phone, so no one has to worry about getting with the system.
Rev 60 came to phone first for a reason. Like, that's where the money is.
Yeah,
So.
definitely microtransactions.
Yeah, I think that's a whole different story. I can tell you, it's a very competitive market, and something. If I could just talk openly about this, we charged a flat rate for Rev 60, $6. We did fine with it, but it wasn't the response. I was really hoping there were a lot of people out there who would say, like, yes, we respect you, Brianna. Thank you for not microtransactioning this to death. And, it just didn't happen that way. So, I think it's an interesting market to get into. I don't know. I think something I've learned over the course of watching her game is I used to believe that the mobile consumer wanted things that were closer to PlayStation 4 on their phone. And I think that some do, but I think the majority of the market there does want those kind of stolen moment experiences and things that are smaller. So, I don't know.
I don't know as far as deck builders are concerned, like Star Realms yet.
No.
It's a very it's the same thing with it being basic, basic in its number of parts, but it's very complex like chess, and that's what makes it very good. It's a one-on-one deck builder. It's not meant for multiplayer. It's very quick, and there's also a PvP element to it. But they released a phone app version that's extremely popular as well. And there's no frills. It's not like Hearthstone. It's not fancy stuff. It's just a game, and you can play against AI, and it's free, and then you can pay for the full version, which gives you PvP access. And it's up for Game of the Year.
Huh. Where is it up at?
South by Southwest.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's it. I honestly haven't heard of it. That's the way mobile is. So. I can take the games we I just got flown back from France to talk about mobile games, and we'll touch on that very quickly. The ones that we really liked were Telltale. Telltale is doing some really cool things on mobile. So.
Are we just going to the discussion section, or do you guys have more stuff?
I have a few games I'd like to talk about.
Go for it.
All right, cool. There's a new expansion for Terra Mystica. I feel like that since Terra Mystica only came out a couple of years ago, that it's still pretty topical. It's one of the best fantasy-based board games that I've played. And there's a new expansion called Fire and Ice, and basically has the original factions fighting against new factions, the Yetis, the Ice Maidens, the Dragon Lords, and they have different functions. Like the Dragon Lords, they can create volcanoes. They have different. They have some different options, and there's shapeshifters, river walkers. It's a really cool expansion for the base game. Let's see if I can just pull up the picture. Yeah, I know. You don't say. Really? Really? Yeah, I know. Let's see if I can pull up the examples. Yeah, like, I think this is the Dragon one. And just have different options and such. There's, it doesn't really change the game too much, but I think the Dragon Lords in particular are extremely powerful and really change the balance of the game to a certain extent, if you play them right.
Is it a territory game?
No, a good way to explain it. Well, I guess you do control a certain amount of territory, but it's more like, because you can generate power, you feed off of each other, basically. And you have this magical power mechanic in the game, which is sort of unique amongst these board games, where you start out usually with 12 counters, basically. You have to move them through different bowls. The first bowl gets you nothing, the second bowl gets you nothing. But once you get your pieces to the third bowl, you can use that power to take certain specific actions, like you can get shovels, which allows you to transform terrain to your home terrain. Everybody starts out with a specific race that you play. And you all have, each race has like a preferred home terrain. But the Dragon Lords, they create their own terrain. It doesn't really exist. They just sort of make it. But it's a lot of fun, very challenging. Took me, I think it took me 5 hours the first time I played it, just to figure out what I was doing. But then again, the guy who played it really didn't know how to explain it. Because it doesn't take 5 hours to explain.
And the name of this is Dragon Wars?
No. It's Terra Mystica. And it's expansion called Fire and Ice. I highly recommend it. It's a more challenging board game. It is not easy. If you don't like, Monopoly, if you like Monopoly, you probably won't like this game. But
I do like Monopoly.
Then you probably are not their target audience, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And usually a few hours to play that.
Yeah.
I've even up to like 5,000 hours in Final Fantasy Tactics, so I can get this.
Cool.
Yeah.
Terra Mystica's 90% planning and 10% luck, or randomness.
Yeah, I need way more luck in my equation.
So the luck factor is what your opponents are doing. They're building near you or not building near you. They're stealing land which you wanted before you, stuff like that. So there is an element of interaction, but for the most part, it's about planning what your moves are with the resources you have. It's fun. And every race is different, so they'll do different stuff. So every time you play, it's unique. It's like 14 races or so.
We have to, yeah.
Are there any tabletop RPGs?
Yes. I actually wanted to shout out to one coming out. It was a Kickstarter, so I'm assuming it'll go up on your website or through Drive to RPG once it's done. It's from Bully Pulpit Games called Night Witches, and you play Soviet airwomen from World War II flying missions at night, It's built on the Apocalypse World engine. And you can have it, they've said you can do 3 to 5 players, you can do like a 2-hour campaign, or you can do a longer story. And I backed that Kickstarter in a heartbeat because it just sounded so cool. And they're one of the game companies that I like, one of the smaller businesses.
So have you actually played it?
I have not yet because it hasn't come out yet.
What's the name of it again?
Night Witches?
Night?
Which is what they actually, I can't remember what the word is in Russian, but that was what they called these women.
No, I'm sold on
Yeah.
that. Night Witches?
Night
That's a game title. Like Dragonborn, I can't go more than that.
Night Witches, yeah.
If I go up to your house and play Night Witches?
Totally, okay. Absolutely. And then Storium is an online role-playing game that is they're calling it Gamma Phase now. So it's a bunch of different worlds. Elizabeth Barrett, who's here, created a world. I think Chuck Wendig created a world. There's a lot of amazing people. Myrtle Lafferty, who's here, created a world. She's actually one of the consultants on the Storium advisory board. And it's, if you have a lot of friends that you want to play games with, but you're scattered across the country, or you're available on Tuesday nights and they're available on Fridays and everybody else is available on Thursdays, you can kind of play this game. It's almost like old school clue booking in a way. You're playing well whenever you have time. You tell the story in scenes. You do have a narrator who has setting cards, they have some character cards, everybody's got goals, everybody's got strengths and weaknesses. And it's a collaborative storytelling effort as much as you want it to be, or the narrator can act like a traditional GM and take you through. So that's, I think it's Storium.com is the address.
That sounds badass. That really sounds badass.
Yeah. And they're bringing it into schools, which is the other cool thing. And like school kids are using it, and they put up a YouTube video in the classroom playing it. It's adorable.
Can I go off on a tangent just for a second? Something I feel really strongly about is I believe there are mechanics out there for stories that we have not figured out yet. I mean, one of the biggest advances, if we're about BioWare fans, is like the dialogue.
Yes.
And I just think there's so much more we could be doing, like mechanics that aren't about leveling up armor or getting better magic spells or whatever. I just think there are all these non-violent mechanics that we just, the brightest minds in the world are not currently thinking.
Yeah.
And I feel like especially with the explosion of women players in video games, I feel like there's this whole market over here that cares about story and is just tired of this.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that's what makes that idea so really.
That's why Fable is so well received.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, Fable was the first one that did any of that stuff.
Absolutely.
And it seems like they didn't take it much further than that.
Yeah.
And that's weird, because it was so popular when they opened that door.
Right.
I mean, how long has it been since the last Fable came out?
That was Xbox One, wasn't it?
Oh
Xbox
no, the last Fable.
It was 3.
Wasn't that 4 years?
2009, I guess, maybe?
It's been a long time.
It's
And
been a
that's
while.
basically as far as it ever progressed.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
And that was one of my favorite things about the first Dragon Age, was that which I didn't feel as much in the second one, was that your choices throughout the whole game affected everything, just cascading all the way through.
Right.
And I don't know how much that's true in Inquisition. I don't know how much they went back to that.
Well, they didn't,
Not far
because they
enough.
made you log into Dragon Age and start all your story choices over again, which really upsets me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And if you forgot the thing that you did, like you don't have the same world, then yeah. So yeah, that's definitely something I would really love to see explored more. There's a game that came out in December called Elegy for a Dead World. This just came across my Twitter feed today. I hadn't heard of it. And it's a story game, and it takes 3 poems that were basically about the end of the world by Byron, Shelley, and Keats. And it'll show you this image. I think the premise is you're an astronaut and you come and land on this world, and you're seeing all these scenes of things that happen that you don't know how they came to be. And you get a sort of a prompt of the first half of your line, and you write the rest of it based on what you see in that.
like you type it out.
You type it out.
Wow.
And in the end, it compiles it for you, and you can read other people's stories, and they can read your stories. So I don't know if there's actually I don't know how long it takes to play. I literally saw it as I was leaving work and watched the minute and a half YouTube video of that. But it just looked really, really cool.
Now that is what I want to see us doing as an industry in 2015, is trying, I want to see us fishing new seas. I want to see us move in a new direction. Carol, since you brought up Fable, did you see the thing with Peter Molyneux today on rock, paper, shotgun?
That was-
Very
that was
first question
rough.
is, are you a pathological liar? So, yeah. It's not a good day for Peter Molyneux.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the
Story.
Elegy for a Dead World. I think it came out in December. Their website said Q1 2015, but Wikipedia said December.
What platform is that for?
I think it's online. But you know what? It's up on Steam, and it was part of the Humble Bundle.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Sure, something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might be one of those. If I can kick out to 2016, the people that did Gone Home have a game today called Tyro. And I think it takes place in space. That's all I know about it. But I can't wait for it because I love Gone Home so much.
If it's in space, I'm sold.
Yeah.
One thing that came up actually that I thought was good was Spacecat. Neil Gaiman's.
Sherlock Holmes meets Cthulhu.
Yeah, I like the game. I'm gonna kill the guy that wrote the book. That rule book is so horribly written.
Yeah, the rule was really bad.
It's a
but
good
for
premise.
game study,
It is a good premise. Take Battlestar Galactica and mix it with Cthulhu.
I'm in.
You don't know who's on which team, and one team's trying to stop Cthulhu from expanding, the other team wants Cthulhu to expand.
victory conditions are a little weird in that though?
Yeah. The problem with the rule book is, okay, you're on a certain step on page 2, and the next step is on page 6. And it doesn't follow through.
So it's like
And
choose
you
your own
keep
adventure.
going back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, I think that with a strong rules rewrite, it could be a really kick-ass game, but unfortunately, that held me back from. I love Cthulhu, by the way. You know, he's a friend of mine, close personal friend. But no, actually, I mean, it's really cool to see a game that has any Lovecraft elements in it. There's very few of them out there. There's a few more that are being produced every so often, but there really aren't any really strong regular board games.
Playing this Atomic School for Girls?
Unfortunately, I have, yeah. I'm not a big fan, unfortunately, but it had a great deal of potential, and I unfortunately feel that it didn't quite reach the potential, which is why I didn't bring it up. But
I think the problem is people keep leaning on Hulu as the big selling point, not a good story or a good game or anything.
yeah, you have to.
I've tried all of these games.
Yeah.
Lovecraft, and they're all disappointing.
You get these
I
marketing
think
people
when you
that
get
just
to-
throw Cthulhu in a
Yeah.
game. They just think it's
Just
all they
make
have
it
to do.
throw
Yeah.
facts on it, totally buy it.
No, I think in this particular case, with Studying Emerald, it's because you had Neil Gaiman, wrote the short story. I believe that either was nominated or won a Hugo. And, the game designers thought, hey, let's do this. It's a great story. Let's throw this in. And I think that what happened was that there was a disconnect when they were putting the game together, creating the rule book. And not everybody can, do that kind of technical writing where you can really explain something straightforward. I have a friend who's a game designer, and I've been trying to think of a way that I can actually approach it and say, hey, you need to work on that rule book because you've got a great game, but I can't play it all by itself, without you in the room, But no, there's it's unfortunate. You run into that every so often, and I think that's just where a good editor or a good technical writer comes into play, and you kind of have to make them part of the process.
Speaking of Cthulhu, Boskone School for Girls is one of the games that is for a prize for the tournament tomorrow. The other Cthulhu game that is for the prize, one of the prizes for tomorrow's tournament, is called The Doom That Came to Atlantic City. take Monopoly and Cthulhuize it.
What?
It's
What?
the Cthulhu version of Monopoly.
What? Get that game designer to rehab.
I saw it at TotalCon. It's hilarious, absolutely hilarious. The various never mind going for property. The various monsters are out to kill each other. That's the whole point of the game. Cthulhu's been a big point. Other prevailing themes of other things is what do we got for expansions this year? He mentioned Fire and Ice. I believe Innovation's got a third one out.
How's the new Power Book? It's not really expansion, but.
Yeah, I've had a chance to play that. It does change some of the mechanics a little bit. It's very similar to the previous edition, but I actually won with the new edition, so I really like this edition because somehow it just a few changes I think in the resources that you get, the restock and such. Some things aren't as secret anymore. Like I think they have step 1, step 2, and step 3. Power plants are. I think the power plants are kind of. It's a little more obvious, where like what the range is of the card you're looking at. Whether it's between like 1 and 3 and 10.
The power plants are started 1 this time. It plays exactly the same. It's just power plants are numbered differently. There's a couple extra rules. And I say to anyone who thinks, challenge me next week at TotalCon, I'm the current Power Grid champ.
Great work. Great work.
I'd also like to put in a plug for another game, King of New York. Just came out. Everything you can see here. Very, very cool game, very fun. It creates some new options for players. What's new in New York is that now you can try to become a star in the big city. More specifically, you can achieve fame, which nets you VPs, but superstar status is free. So enjoy the time in Spotlight. And it's a larger game board than a King of Tokyo. And when you attack, you can displace a monster in another district, whether to escape military forces or find new smashing opportunities. And smashing is good in this alternative version of it because you can now destroy buildings and get bonuses for doing so. But the more destruction you cause, the more intense the military response. So it's a pretty cool addition from Richard Garfield, the creator of King Tokyo and Magic the Gathering, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
What's that? You could theoretically be a giant brain in a giant jar who's got this big mechanical body to do damage.
I'm sold.
He's not here.
Actually, I think you're right. So there you go. You could be the giant brain body.
The Long Dark. Essentially, it's player versus cat. You're like strengthened.
That is terrible, Sarah.
Maybe it's your wilderness. You just have to survive. It's not survival horror for life. You just have to survive.
Oh, so it's surviving, not declaring war on it.
It's like man versus nature.
Cat versus player.
Okay. I can get into that.
We're discussing not as kids away from the shooty by bang.
Yeah. I feel this is a hard panel to do because I honestly never play board games. So I feel so outnumbered today. Don't judge me.
No, happy to teach anybody how to play board games. That's what I do. We do with the clubhouse. We have game days once a month. We do conventions. There is a game out there for everything.
Oh, good.
All
you all for coming. We appreciate it.
Well, a song about never saying never and never being told what you can or cannot do. This is one of us. A 1, 2, 3. Before I got to fighting, or when fighting got to me, I looked to find examples on the field of chivalry, and I saw mighty arms, much stronger than my arms could ever be. So I thought perhaps that field was not for me. But still I stayed and watched the fighting, till one figure stood apart, in armor newly fashioned, and a helm more pot than art. But each blow was thrown with honor and the lightness of the heart. So I took that step which soon became a start. 'Cause she was not the biggest fighter, nor one to raise a fuss, but I remember being proud that she was one of us. And we might never stand together in a shield wall side by side. Because of her I lift my sword with pride. She was ladylike and lively, not the type you would expect, with a braver heart than many and a slot shot to respect. And I guess she'd once decided this was where she'd like to be, and I thought if she could do it, why not me? 'Cause she was not the biggest fighter, nor one to raise a fuss,